weekend and welcome to everybody joining us live. Today we're going to be talking about a marketing strategy that I've been using for years inside a Facebook group, and lucky you, I'm actually recording a lesson for my academy today. So this is actually going to be converted into a lesson. So if you're one of those lucky ones who are here right now, you are going to be able to watch the recording of the actual lesson for our program. All right, so let me know where you're all joining me from. Jump on in and drop those comments. And I forgot to hit publish in Keep. Oh dear, I did write all the emails, but I doubt the notifications went out. Okay, well, I guess I'll get a replay reminder instead. Yeah, imperfect action at its best. That's because I was too busy getting the content together and forgot the notifications. And this is what I tell you guys all the time. It doesn't matter. Imperfect action. Awesome. Okay, so all of the VIPs, turn on your camera. Let me see those beautiful faces. Here they are joining us inside the VIP room. Hey guys. And if you are a VIP part of our program, you're welcome to come on into the VOZ right now. We're going to do live Q&A at the end of this, and we're also going to run a level 10 meeting with you all today so that you can start implementing the strategies that we taught you through the Vision Traction Planning training. But if you're joining us live out on the live stream, hi, don't forget to drop your name and let us know where you're joining us from. But today I want to talk to you about how you can actually use Facebook groups and be able to track it as a marketing strategy. Now, I know a lot of you are thinking, yeah, but I just post in all these Facebook groups and I'm not getting any traction. And it's because you're not measuring it to find the right amount of Facebook groups. You see, Facebook has so many, like Google, I should have Googled it before this recording to find out how many Facebook groups are out there. And what I see a lot of you do is go into your niche Facebook groups. Agree? You head into your niche Facebook groups and you're posting and you're either getting blocked, banned, or your posts are being deleted. Now, the reason for that is because those niche groups, a lot of them are run by people just like you. They are trying to make money. They're trying to grow an audience. They're trying to serve their audience. You wouldn't like it if somebody went into your group and just started advertising, right? So it's not always the best option to head into niche groups. Now, there are exceptions where you can go into niche groups and post, and that would be those that say you're allowed to post on certain days. Or maybe it's not run by somebody who is actually trying to grow a business. The best way to see if someone's trying to grow a business is see if there's a Facebook business page attached to the group. Have a look at the admins of the group and see when you click on their profiles, does it look like they're an entrepreneur, somebody trying to grow their group as a business, so that you can choose the correct groups to be posting in. So what you want to do is think a little bit outside the box. Where can you post? Well, I highly recommend that you look inside of Facebook and look for the words like notice board or community center. Think about the community centers in your local area, and you're allowed to usually walk in and pin a flyer up on the wall requesting for help or research or potentially a job or a business opportunity. So if you zoom in on Google Maps to just Geelong, where I live, the amount of suburbs that you will find in the Geelong region is huge. And that is just in my one little area. Now expand that statewide. How many towns and then how many suburbs within the towns? Now let's expand that countrywide. how many towns and how many suburbs within those towns. Now let's go to all the English speaking countries and do the same. Can you see how when you start to think just about community boards and notice boards, there's a lot of them out there. Back when I used to use this as my main marketing strategy because I had no money, I had thousands of groups. And by the time I got through my list of thousands, I would be back to the start again and it would be months later. Okay, so that's the first thing, is think a little bit outside the box. Second thing, still go to your niched groups, but check who are the admins, or is there a business page attached to them? Or check the terms and conditions of the group and see whether or not what time they're going to allow, or days you're actually allowed to post in those groups. And there are some paid community groups as well where you can pay to post. And I'm in a few of those as well, but you honestly don't need to when you do this right. Okay, so here's a little challenge for you. I call it the 10 by 10 Facebook challenge. Okay, with this challenge, what you have to do is you have to join 10 Facebook groups a day. It doesn't have to be any more, but I don't want you to click join, and you've got your 10, because everything in Facebook is speed kills. Okay, so pick one little area and you will get a list of people or Facebook groups to join, and you will join them slowly. And I'm going to show you in a moment how to do that well to slow your roll. The second one is get your post ready. So if you're in our program for your message mining part of the program, what you will have is a script that we give you to use to post for research purposes. Have a couple of different types of images, okay? But I want them to be stop the scroll type images. If they look generic, if they look like every other image out there, I always like to choose something a bit funny and quirky. Like if you're doing a research project, don't just have a pen and a piece of paper, right? We want to stop the scroll with that image. And then, of course, use the copy that we give you inside the program. Now, the second thing you want to do is then start posting in these groups. And I only want you to post in 10 groups a day. Now, let's times 10 by a week. That's 70 groups. And I need my calculator. 10 by 30. I mean, it's really not that hard, but that's 300 groups that you have posted in a month. Now, if you miss a day, you cannot get back your 10. And I have timed myself to search and join and post. It takes approximately 30 minutes to 45. If you were a bit slower before you get into the flow of things, it could take you a little longer. That's a pretty decent amount of time. Not a decent, like it's a short amount of time for you to do that, right? Would you give up 30 minutes of your time to start to find Facebook groups that you can start to attract your audience in? Now, here's the cool part, is the tracking. Now, if you're listening to this, you're going to need to come and find the video because you'll need to make your own Google Sheet just like this one. But we have a Google Sheet. And our community members, guys, you get this sheet, okay? This is actually part of the program and we've made it up for you. But you've got some examples here of Facebook group names, how many people are in the group, if you've posted on them. We put notes in here, and then we've got what's happening inside the group. And then also we have dates. So usually along the top here, you will write what promo it's for. So if you're launching, write what launch you are advertising for. If you're doing your message mining, put it down as message mining. So you'll have one that is definitely for message mining, and then you'll have one for each of your different launches. Now, this is how we actually look and find groups and add them to the sheet. So, past the example here, we've actually got the group sheet for you here. We go to Facebook and we're going to search. Let's search for notice board. And let's just do Sydney. Okay, now that's really broad. We probably need to go even deeper into suburbs. But you can see here already we've got, look at all these notice boards. Okay, and then what you want to look for is number of members, and then usually it'll tell you how many posts a day that the group actually has. Okay, so 10 plus is good. These are nice big groups. You can see the ones that I've got visit next to, I've already joined them. So this is how we make it really slow. First, we find our 10, but we don't join them straight away. So on a Mac or a PC, I think it's Command or Control, and we click on 10. So we open 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we've got our 10, and it's not showing here. Let me just show you. We've got our 10 that have now popped up. Let's just fix this little window. So for those that are listening, I'm actually sharing this on screen. So you'll see along the top here, we have the 10 groups opened in all different tabs. Okay, so now we've got our 10 open. In another tab, you'll have a Word document open that you will copy and paste your text from. So to begin with, we'll click Join on the first group. Okay, and then I'll join the group. Then what I'll do is I will copy the name of the group and I will come back to my spreadsheet and I will paste the name of the group first. Then I will come back and I will grab the URL at the top here and I'm going to copy the URL, and then on that cell, I'm going to right click on the cell and click Insert Link. And then I can click Insert Link and paste, Command or Control V to paste and apply it to that cell. Now when I click on it, it will load directly into that Facebook group for when you come back to it in years to come, right? Okay, so now that's done, then what we want to do is we go to the People tab, and then at the top here, we copy the amount of members in the group. So we click Copy, and we paste the amount of members in the group. Now, if we want to, we can write some notes, and then in this column, we say there's a couple of different things. One, you have applied to join the group and you are awaiting group approval. That usually happens first. Okay, so we can't actually post in that group yet. Once you've been approved into the group, then what you do is you can have that admin approval. So it means that admin, you've posted now in the group. So you've put your post up, but it says admin needs to approve this post. So we change it to that. The next one is you go to post in the group and it just automatically posts. That means that it's automatically posted, right? So now what you have is a group that you know you can post in. Well, you believe you can post in most of the time. The next one down here is if the admin declines your post, you would put declined post, which means these people don't like us advertising, and then I would just put a strike through that group. The next one is admin approved post. So you went into awaiting post approval and now they've approved your post. So you now know that this admin doesn't mind if you post in that group. And then the final one is you might click back on the link and you're no longer in the group. It means the admin has kicked you out. So you can click kicked out. you highlight that and you stick a strike through, and we don't go back to that group. So once we have an approved post, so one of these are an approved post, we then over here in the name of your promo, you put in the date. So whatever today's date is. And every time you put a date in, it adds a number at the top here. So if I go and put in my 10 groups that I've done today, well, that's not really today's date, you'll see the numbers start to add up here. So your goal is to grow by 10 that you're able to post in every day. Now, as you go and join the groups, you're not always going to get into every single group that day, okay? Because what will happen is sometimes the admins might take a long time for you to get approved into the Facebook group, okay? So go to some of the groups maybe that you're already in and do that. Now, once you start getting replies inside the group, if we come back to the spreadsheet here, you'll see some examples of what I've done with notes inside the group. So this one, for example, in the notes section, I've got this group I have to pay to promote. Okay, this group says I can only post on a Wednesday. So I make sure that I'm always posting on a Wednesday. A hot group means I'm starting to get replies inside the Facebook group. So people are now commenting on my posts. All right. So now these are hot groups, groups where you're actually getting leads and they're turning into conversations, and then they're turning into email addresses and potentially customers. Okay. So this will be what you work on, this spreadsheet, joining 10 groups a day. And to make sure that you go really slow, and I need you to really hear this part so you don't go to Facebook jail. You will go to the group. You will join one group, you will update the spreadsheet. It takes a little bit of time to update the spreadsheet. Then you will find a group and post in that group. Then you go and do it again, and then you will update the spreadsheet with the results of your post. Was it approved straight away? Did it go straight to admin? What happened? Okay. Then go and find your second group and do the same thing. Go and join, add it to the spreadsheet, fill in the details, then find a group to post in, update the spreadsheet. And as you do that, what it allows you to do is be slower, okay? Because the faster you post, the faster you join, the faster you message and send friend requests and all the things inside of Facebook, speed kills. It's going to send you to Facebook jail. So slow your roll, do it slowly, but your goal is join 10 Facebook groups every single day and post whatever your promotion is, 10 groups every single day. Now you can imagine once you've got thousands of groups, it'll take you a really long time to get through those groups. I mean, it's 300 groups a month. Over 12 months, 300 times 12 is 3,600 groups in a year. Now, some of these you're going to get kicked out of. Some of them you won't be allowed to post in. And some of them are going to be hot groups. It's like any funnel. We start with a really large list and it slowly filters down to a really small few. Now, in regards to how you actually have these conversations, I suggest you go and check out the If I Would You strategy. It's the strategy that I teach on how you can have conversations that are actually meaningful and be able to turn those conversations into leads. So that's in a previous live stream, or for our paid people, it's inside the program for you on how to actually have conversations in the DMs and also inside of Facebook groups. Now, a second tip for you, if you do find a hot group or a group that you really, like, that your posts keep popping up, also what you want to do is find a small handful of groups that you can be a really great contributor inside of. Because inside of Facebook groups, the way in which people see Facebook groups is actually determined based upon the way in which you interact inside of the group. So, on your news feed, just out in the big wide world of Facebook, on your general news feed, the more people in which you react with and talk to and like posts with, the more you are going to see their posts. So you want to not just put up promotional posts, but also contribute, make comments, like, and just post things like, I love to do, a gratitude post. Everyone loves to comment on a gratitude post. Or, what book would you recommend? Insert your niche or topic. So people will start to comment on your posts. And then when you're inside the Facebook group, if I just take you into a Facebook group over here on the screen, I'll just jump inside one of our smaller Facebook groups here. So inside of a Facebook group, what happens is the Facebook groups here always default, it's a Facebook thing, to most relevant. And most relevant means that you're only going to see the most relevant posts based on your interest or those people you interact with, okay? People have to specifically go in and change it to newest activity first. Now, if you remember the day when people used to write bump under a post and it would push the post to the top of the group, that's what newest activity does. It puts the most recent post with any comment to the top of the group. And new post is in chronological order of the actual physical post itself. So to ensure that you get seen, you want to be a contributor inside of that group as well. So when you find your hot groups, the groups that you love to hang out in, you love to share your knowledge in, and it could potentially be a niched group. If, like, I am in the Keep group, the Kajabi group, and sometimes people approach me in those groups to ask for help. The reason for that is because I'm a contributor inside of the group. So therefore, they're like, oh, this person knows their stuff, right? So it is what I like to call pound the pavement marketing. It's going to take you time. But if you don't have the money for marketing right now, it's a great strategy. I never, ever went to bed until I did the 10 by 10. And I also collected 10 new emails a day as well. So you can imagine at the end of the month, that's 300 new beautiful humans who are interested in my help. Now, this is a strategy for you to move forward for your message mining when you're running launches for your live challenges, okay? And if you're taking up the 10 by 10 challenge, let us know inside the community. Share your wins in the wins Slack thread as well. But for those out there in the general public that are watching or listening to this, send me a DM. Let me know how you're going with this strategy. I can't wait to hear from you. So hopefully that's been super helpful for you. You've enjoyed this episode. And for those inside the program, you've enjoyed the lesson. All right. Thank you, guys. I'm going to head now over to the VIP room. So everyone turn on their camera. And I would love to hear your comments about today's lesson. But first I have to make sure all the sounds are in the right places. So I'm going to come to Jenny first. Jenny, what was the takeaway for you? Let me check sounds are coming through for the audience out there on the live stream.
Hi, Sally. This is a super great topic because when I did the VTO last week, I made a commitment and it was a realization of knowing that I needed to find skiing groups to post in. So this was great training. There's lots of skiing groups, so it was a little bit overwhelming at first. So 10 a day, that's doable. I love that I'm going to get a spreadsheet because I started writing down little scribble notes everywhere, and it just gets messy. So your spreadsheet's going to be so valuable. And be a contributor, get comments. I decided that if I wanted to start posting in these groups, that maybe I shouldn't just come in talking snow kiting, which is outside of what they're talking about. So I actually came up with a ski post myself and posted it on my personal Facebook page, not my business one, just to see what all my friends thought. And I got 50 comments. It was amazing. So I'm super excited to post in some of these groups, because I feel like, you've got to just create a post that's got some interest. Ask them a question, get their thoughts on something a little controversial or whatever. But perfect timing on the training, Sally. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, it's going to be super helpful for you, for those people who are, I still do it sometimes as well, especially when I'm doing message mining. I have the luxury to be able to pay for marketing now, but back in the day, that's what I did. And I went to jail many times. I did push the boundaries. Sometimes, maybe I can get to 20 or 30 groups in a day. I'm really super cautious now, because if my profile goes to jail, it doesn't go to jail for just a few hours. It goes to jail sometimes for weeks, or I've had like a couple of months. So my poor husband, he was stuck with me using his profile, and he's like, I can't wait to get my profile back, because all he saw was marketing ads, and normally he's used to cars and dog things, right? And I took over his profile, so he started getting thrown all this marketing stuff in. So don't go to jail. Be real smart about it. What about you, Robin?
Very timely training. I've done some of this in the past, but life got in the way, so I've sort of started back at it again. I guess my question is, like, I've been checking the groups out, and some of them say that, it's only for local people. Do you still
I have family in that area.
Try to join.
Yeah.
Try to join and see what happens?
Yeah,
or
yeah.
What do you
I
do?
still try to join and see what happens. And if they ask, I say I have family in that area. So, yeah. Because there are beautiful people in that group that may want and need your help. And if you're a global business, then I would go in there and try, because I've had a lot of success, posting in those groups. And if they've got questions, I say I've got family in the area. So yeah, that's how I get in. I don't know if I should delete this part. If you've made it to the end, you love me, right? So if you're here still watching this, you're all loving me. And yeah, so it's a little white lie, but honestly, we're going to contribute to the group, right? We're giving value. That's the point. We're not just spamming groups. We're not spammers here. We're contributors, and we're helping people. That's why we do what we do. Marianne, what was a key takeaway for you? Oh, you're on mute, love. Someone's always bound to do it.
Sorry about that. Definitely spend the time and expand your thinking on, where we might post. Sometimes we think it just has to be in a professional group or something, but really looking at those local, regional, and in areas that we want to be in, so that it may have our ideal. So if it's New York City, there's a lot of professionals in New York City. I could look at Manhattan as opposed to out in the Bronx, but getting very specific on what how we're targeting the groups.
Yeah. And I've just remembered the other thing I was meant to share as well is, when you do find yourself back in a group and you're not sure if your post is still there or not, there's the search function, right? So see whether or not your post has been removed by searching your name, and see if it's still in the group. It gives me it, because sometimes I don't even, because so many notifications these days, some days I don't even notice if admin has declined a post in the group. Sometimes they'll decline and they won't send feedback either, so you don't know that it's been declined in the group. If you go in the group and you see that it's been sitting there for 3 months and it still hasn't been approved, I wouldn't waste my time going back into that group. It means that the admins are not monitoring the group. So yeah, your goal is to find hot groups that really have your ideal clients in them, and then they are the ones that you end up filtering down to, because your time's valuable. So where you end up choosing to be a contributor and really share a lot of value are those groups that really find how you help them successful, interesting and needed. Trisha, I see you hiding in the background. It's so lovely to have you back in the room. Are you able to talk right now? Are you in work? You can totally let me know. Now, I did have somebody also ask who the name of the singer is for the Sparkle song. So it's Jasmine Edgar and it's Shine. Yes, okay, Trisha's working. It's Shine, Jasmine Edgar, and I use it because it's on Epidemic Sound. So therefore I can stream all my music actually comes from Epidemic Sound, and it allows you to stream with music without getting into trouble. And it may not work. Let me see. Yes, files not located. I do just go to Epidemic Sound anyway, and you'll be able to find so many great songs. Sometimes I just use Epidemic Sound in the background. I see that's just flicked to a different screen. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to head off with the VIPs. We're going to do live Q&A. We're going to actually run a level 10 meeting. I'm going to share with them how I run a level 10 meeting and share our Asana board and everything from there. Hey, Malachi is wait. Oh, hello! It's been a long time since I've seen you out there on the live stream. So lovely to see you. And so everyone out there on the live stream, we're going to head off now. If you want to make sure that you do not miss a live, I recommend that you register for this gorgeous lady. Her name is Dr. Sparkle, and you can scan that QR code. You will get a message from Dr. Sparkle to let you know when we are live. And also, she's the best place to go, Dr. Sparkle. It may say Mentoring with Sally, but we are rebranding it from Mentoring with Sally to Strategy with Sally. It's 2 S's, right? I just like it better. And then we've also got Straight Talk with Sally as well. But make sure you register. You just go to go.freedomfunnel.com/MWS. But I'm sure we'll be updating the link in the very near future. All right, guys, have a great day out there on the live stream. VIPs, hang on in. We are about to run a level 10 meeting together and really take our VTO traction to that next level. For everyone else out there, have a great day. Never let anyone dull your sparkle, and I'll see you same time next week. Bye for now.
You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And